Tonight was the red brand.
Yeah, you know, I think the only positive takeaway from this show is that I guess Big Show was involved in something that people will talk about.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it was good, it means they'll talk about it. So I'm glad for the Big Show. Because I'm a huge Big Show fan. Other than that, the show was really bad. The show started with a recap of the Braun Strowman beating down Reigns. Oh no, he tipped over. Oh no.
People were pumped for this.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, Booker T's back on Raw.
I know, I heard.
Oh man! Oh, shucky ducky! My fave five!
Yeah, I know his commentary's not that good, but I'm a Booker T.
At least he emotes.
I'm a Booker T fan.
He doesn't sound like he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah. He sounds like he wants to be there a bit too much.
Yeah. But that's a good thing. It's better than nothing in wrestling.
It's better than...
Oh, wow. Maybe he's breathing to work his heart rate.
Maybe they'll bite each other. So Strowman comes out to officially open the show.
Why are you assholes cheering him?
There's like no big time monster feel. There's no like, oh shit, look out, it's babyface. It's just like...
No, it's the black sheep.
Oh, it's the guy...
It's that guy who is with that other bearded jobber.
It's that guy, the protege of the guy who hasn't won a match in the company yet, who... Incidentally, hasn't won a match in the company yet.
All you jerky smarks who hate big guys and love work rate can cheer him all you want. You're not fooling anybody. Because the minute this guy moves on to a feud to anything other than Reigns, you're going to boo him.
Yeah.
Like, what if he won the Royal Rumble next year? Can you imagine the uproar? So don't listen to smarks when they say they like him now. They only like him because he's fighting Reigns.
He's just a goof. There's nothing there with him. Yeah.
He says, Reigns is hurt.
And then the gay, faggoty crowd is, yeah!
Yeah! I want him to really be hurt!
So then he says,
I'm going to show the world that I'm a monster among men.
like, why haven't you been doing that your first 2 years? And like, all you've done is lose. You should have done that for the previous 2 years.
Bray Wyatt could have used your help.
Yeah. maybe Wyatt would be in the situation he's in.
Come back to me, Braun!
So Kurt Angle comes out, and he says, alright, enough is enough! Even though he hasn't won anything, apparently enough is enough. Then he sets up a match between him and Roman at the paperback pay-per-view. But then he suspends him and says, leave! It's true, you're suspended.
Oh, it's true.
I'll put you in the angle lock if you don't leave, because I'm Kurt Angle.
Joey Styles. What a retard.
So,
and now Kurt Angle with the angle lock!
we got some really exciting announcements for what's coming.
Oh my!
Divas Fatal 4-Way Action.
Oh, man.
Miz TV.
Oh, man.
With special guest, the lunatic French Dana
Did this happen already?
And Chris Jericho versus, you ready for this? The Destroyer, Samoa Joe.
Oh my god!
Someone in our last Raw review wrote in the comments, take a drink every time Lefty says, oh my god. That's his new favorite Michael Cole bit.
You all know that's Michael Cole, right?
Yes.
When was that?
It was
Braun
when Strowman came out to confront Undertaker or something.
And for some reason Cole just like shit himself.
Like he's never... Cole, we haven't seen Strowman in years.
Cole spontaneously shit, pissed, and vomited all at once.
Blood, urine, and vomit?
Yeah, and then he said, oh my god! Why?
Because it's so awesome. This big smelly man, he wants to ride in the back of him. I don't know. So Samoa Joe versus Canada Chris. Rollins comes out. He'll be joining the commentary team because he's got the voice for that.
Oh, of course.
Hey! I'm thinking! I don't even say words when I do Rollins anymore.
I look up to Samoa Joe.
That's what he said. Did you watch this?
No, I read your...
Oh, Joe got no reaction at all when he came out, by the way. And his fucking theme song sounds like fat people elephant music. It's like okay, it's like they took something from the Skyrim soundtrack and the Dumbo soundtrack. It's like oh, hey, oh, and then like hip hop starts over like the elephant horns. It's like, what is this? And it sounds like music that a fat guy with no neck would have. You know what I mean? Listen to it yourself. Okay, the U.S. title match, apparently this is connected to the U.S. title feud somehow. I don't know who's involved in that.
Oh, because Jericho and Owens.
But what? Samoa Joe and Owens, now they're on different shows, But before that, they had some kind of connection, even though they never spoke.
It was never
at the same
explained
time.
what it was, but they were like coming out and helping each other and backslapping.
Because they're fat and they stick together. They,
Right.
they help
Team
each other.
cheeseburger.
They help each other find food.
Team
Exactly.
cheeseburger.
Team cheeseburger. But the U.S. title match at the pay-per-view is fucked just like the world title match because they drafted the champion to SmackDown.
Right.
So it's an interpromotional match now because it's Jericho and Owens. But if Jericho wins, instead of bringing the title home to Raw, he goes to SmackDown.
The land of opportunity.
What the fuck kind of rule is that?
This is just horrible.
If you're on a show and you win the belt goes to that show.
This is horrible.
You don't get stolen. Like, you might as well just not win then. The fuck? It's so dumb. So Rollins adds absolutely nothing on commentary. Remember back in the day when a wrestler was on commentary and he'd be funny or interesting or
advance
entertaining?
the plot a little bit.
All he said was, "I've looked up to Samoa Joe for years," and nobody understands that because nobody knows who Samoa Joe is.
Right.
If you've been watching,
They're not going to tell you where he's from, and even if they did, you'd be like, "Oh, he was a mid-carder in a jobber fed."
Going back to the problems Dom Test brings up, casual fans tuning in who haven't seen TNA or ROH in their life are going to see some fat guy in the ring and hear Seth Rollins say, "I've looked up to this guy for years." And I'm like, why? This guy's a brand new wrestler.
This is stupid. Don't try to. I hate when they bring all these indie schmucks in and they like hype up their careers that we don't care about. Nobody knows how to watch. I don't even know how to watch. The joke used to be, how do you watch New Japan? The joke now is, how do you watch TNA? And what is it called? Because it's not called TNA anymore.
Impact Wrestling. Samoa Joe he attempts some mic work, working the stick after this
Who
match.
won the match?
And he fucking failed. I don't care. He fucking fails miserably at talking because he sounds like Braun Strowman just
Hey, Seth! I'm a tough guy!
and he's like out of breath because he's fat, even though the whole match was him with Jericho in a sleeper hold.
he's gassed.
And he's talking, and the whole time he's talking, I'm thinking to myself, why is he here?
What is he bringing?
I'm so sick of this shit. Like, I had to deal with this fat bastard in TNA. I stopped watching because of people like him and AJ Styles. Now they're here. Why? That show is getting 0.7s. They couldn't get 100 people to show up in baseball stadiums. Why are they here? I shouldn't have to be seeing Samoa Joe cut promos on Monday Night Raw.
They sold no tickets. They used to give the tickets away at TNA. The tapings were free.
He stinks. And then he tells Rollins, "Our match at Payback that nobody knew was happening is going to be personal." He literally says that. And then Rollins confirms, "Oh, it'll be personal, alright." Don't tell us why it'll be personal.
Because two great world talents hooking up.
Oh, they're going to have a great match with Ace Fan.
We're gonna shake hands.
And then Rollins says the ever-original line, "Payback's bitch!" Because we have never heard a wrestler say that before. I remember the first time I heard a wrestler say that. It was John Cena after Jesus stabbed him in the kidney. Like, "Payback is a..." And it was SmackDown, so they had to...
Oh,
I
my!
had no idea what he said because I was a little boy and I didn't know "payback is a bitch" was a phrase. So they just bleeped it. I'm like, "Payback's what?" What did John Cena... I didn't even like Cena back then. I was a Carlito fan. So by proxy, I was a Jesus fan. Even though Jesus was fucking terrible. Because he just had like a tank top
overalls
that he always did this with. And he would come out with different colored pants. He'd rather have really green pants or orange pants. Remember Jesus?
Yeah, I remember Jesus.
And he didn't even sound Hispanic.
Yeah, he was
I remember
so
the
big,
interview
dumb.
once about John Cena. He was, "Face it, John, I'm a thug too."
He was part of that crop of like guys who just took so many steroids that they actually had acne. It was like him, Snitsky, Tyson Tomko,
If you could-
Heidenreich, that whole
If
crop.
someone out there can find the promo of Jesus where he says, "I'm a thug too," and post it on my Facebook, I'll be grateful. Because he took so many steroids, his voice turned into this. Because his body started producing estrogen to counter the artificial testosterone. Fast! Anyway, is that what happened to him? I didn't even put that together. How come it hasn't happened to Triple H? See, steroids can do one of two
Apparently,
things.
there's a retarded way to take steroids where you just gulp them all up and shoot them all into your ass at once. And then there's like apparently an intelligent way to do it where you cycle them a certain way and you take other drugs to counter the bad effects.
You either turn into Jesse Ventura, who's like Superman, or you turn into like fucking
Scott Steiner.
Scott Steiner, who has tits
Whose
that
belly button
lactate,
like blew up and exploded.
and your voice turns into this. It's a creep.
So
Don't do
apparently
steroids.
Triple H did it the smart
Don't
way.
do steroids unless you know what you're doing.
Or you'll grow boobs.
Or your fucking balls will shrink. Jesus, that's... If I ever looked at my balls and they were smaller than they were before, I'd probably commit suicide because otherwise I would have a permanent feeling of just skeeviness for the rest of my life.
Like, oh man, what did I do?
Because that doesn't go away. There's no way to fix it. Oh, it's creepy. Anyway, where did I leave off? Oh, the club are walking to the ring, and some guy is
Bullet Club
playing guitar next to them.
What?
Some guy's backstage playing guitar next to the club. And CM Punk on commentary says, "Oh, geez, who let the Drifter into the building?" And that's never explained further. It's never brought up again, and the guy with the guitar is never shown again.
Maybe it was Zach Gowen.
Zach Gowen. Why would it be Zach Gowen?
I don't know.
Why is he playing guitar?
The greatest segment in SmackDown history was when Brock Lesnar just took a cripple with one leg and threw him down a flight of stairs. He was in a wheelchair and he just shoved him down a flight.
That's wrestling.
That was like a half-hour long
Do you think Brock Lesnar's like this from too many steroids, or is that just his voice?
That's just his voice.
You think so? I hope so. That ruined Lesnar.
No, he's definitely a man.
Goldie and Truth are on the screen, so no one cares, and Braun Strowman beats them up until Finley and J&J say, "Come on!" So he stops. Because in wrestling, all you have to do is go, "Come on!" and then everyone will just know to stop. Like, that's when you've gone too far. Like random guys in suits who haven't wrestled in 20 years show up and tell you to come on. So Strowman is now seen sitting in a corner sweating profusely, and some random referee comes over and says, "Kurt Angle told you that you can't beat people up anymore, but you're still doing it." He says,
I'll do what I want.
and then he sat back down in the corner and they faded out. Like, why is he just sitting
He's in the timeout chair.
that looked like what it was, being reprimanded by the ref. Like,
Big, giant, fucking Appalachian monsters in the timeout
the
chair.
GM told you no!
Okay.
So the Bears come out and they're talking, so no one cares, and they try to be edgy, like, "Hey, Braun Strowman beat up R-Truth like the guy on United got beat up by the police."
What's that?
You know, the airline story.
Oh, right, that, yeah. Well,
Get
he's
it?
being an asshole.
They're edgy. That was like 8 weeks ago, but bring it up now. You see, because when all your promos are scripted, you can't insert breaking news into them until months later. I know it's not been months, so shut up. Enzo and Cass come out, so I stopped watching. They probably had a match. I don't care what happened. I hate Big Cass. You always try to do this shit with Cass, where you have him in the ring standing up to people, and you want us to be like, "Oh shit."
He's not physically intimidating. He's really not.
And even if he was, he's like a retard.
But they're trying to make him like, "Oh, here, we'll give like the old school fans a big guy." He's not that big.
No.
He's tall and lanky and he has floppy boobs. He's not impressive. He doesn't have muscle. He's fat. He's a fat ass. He sucks. He's boring.
His hair is ridiculous. His hair is more ridiculous than Enzo's because of how much fucking water he pours on it.
He's just like a flabby giant version of Neville. That's what he looks like. Without the
Neville
ears.
has more muscle.
Neville actually has muscle. This guy's, he's just stupid.
So they once again tease the Divas match that's happening in Miz TV, and like, who cares? Let's respond with that.
Oh man,
Corey Graves.
shucky ducky, quack
You know, a
quack.
smart thing to do in that Divas match is be sure to get Nia Jax's heart rate down.
Oh my quack. There, I didn't do it.
Oh my quack. Quack, 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 quack. I miss when Brie Bella would have the quack, quack.
Quack, 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 quack.
People love that. Anyway, okay, I have to do a rant. Speaking of shitty songs, there's this one song that's been on like every fucking commercial. Like, companies just buy the song and use it in all their commercials for like 20 years. Not 20 years, like 5 years. It's so bad. And it's so bad I had to look it up. It's by a New Zealandy singer named Jin Wigmore. It's called Black Sheep. This bitch screeches, "I'm a bad woman to keep. I'm a bad woman. I'm a black sheep." Braun
Strowman's a black sheep.
It's so bad. This bitch is screeching. She's very attractive, but she's screeching. It's like, it sounds like something from a comedy movie, the way this bitch sings. It's like, "I'm a bad, shut up.
I'm a bad.
Who told you you had a good singing voice?" And then you go on the YouTube video, it's got 2 million views, a trillion likes, all these comments like, "Oh, just she could be the next Adele." Adele stinks too! At least this chick's attractive though. Adele's a big fat piece of trash. Anyway, that's my Black Sheep rant. It's my entire rant.
Now, Braun Strowman.
Black Sheep.
He's the black sheep of the Wyatt family.
Now he's the
the lone sheep.
he's been called the...
He's been called, little Bo Peeps, giant shape.
That's brilliant.
It's not even funny.
By the way, very happy to report that the He's Been Called comments in our comment section have been a big hit.
Is it?
People are leaving their own comments
Good.
on what people have been
Because
called.
think about it, Cole says this whenever somebody either makes their debut or makes a return, and little baby fans don't know who they are.
I'm glad, because He's Been Called is one of the bits.
Now, Jeff Hardy's been called the charismatic
I was
enigma.
afraid He's Been Called would bomb.
No.
Sometimes we come up with things that we want to be successful and they don't because you people just type diet do all the time.
We haven't made that joke in years.
Very happy He's Been Called is taken
Man,
off.
he's been called.
And I'm also happy that if you build a so-and-so from the ground up, that's taken off in the comments too. And those are funny comments to lead people. Be clever, don't just write Maggle.
By the way, I'm glad people enjoyed the Nakamura
Oh, yes.
Ziggler commentary.
Everybody wants us to do more, but you see, we can't. That was a dark match. So
Right, that
we're allowed
that
to
was a
show it.
fan-made film.
We can't just respond to matches.
I wish we could.
We did. We had an entire review of a Sami Zayn match in NXT that we uploaded. What was that? 2014.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but
That-
it got taken down.
Taken that had like
Now, if
4,000
you fuckers
views.
will get off your ass and go to Dailymotion, we do it. But whenever we upload something to Dailymotion, no one watches it.
Speaking of Daily Motion, October 1st, get ready for some SmarkTober.
Oh boy.
We're pumping this up. We're gonna start advertising now. SmarkTober. I have a whole list. You can do this right. You can get 5 a week done, but we're
I
not
saw
gonna do that.
there was an article online.
About SmarkTober?
Yeah, it was
Really?
SmarkBusters make fun of transgender fans.
Yes. Where was that?
I forget where I saw it.
Awesome. Anyway, Miss TV with Dean Ambrose. We don't need to even see this because we all know it. You could have just said that this happened on the app, and we all would have gotten it. You don't even need to pay money to shoot this because we all know what it is. It's going to be The Miz saying, "Hey, aren't I funny? Look at me, I'm The Miz. Here's my guest." Dean Ambrose is going to come out like a queer and sit on the chair like this, trying to be cool and edgy. The Miz is going to cut some kind of pseudo shoot, like, "Oh, you're not as good as you think you are." Dean Ambrose is going to be like, "I'm going to get a hot dog." And then he's going to throw chairs around. That's the
Can I just
segment.
make a comment on The Miz? What is this? What is that? What is that?
That's character. That's work rate. That's natural heel charisma.
It's just gay.
You just don't understand.
Don't do
You
that.
just don't understand.
I fucking hate it. He's been doing that since he came up.
Miz, I hate you. I hope your Christmas is terrible. Anyway, Strowman beats up another colorful jobber, and then Big Show shows up and beats the shit out of Strowman.
Oh, that's great.
And then it's immediately announced that...
Even though he's suspended.
Well, yeah, it's immediately announced that Big Show is going to fight Braun Strowman.
Even though he's suspended.
Even though he got suspended.
So you're making Kurt Angle look like he's retarded.
Kurt Angle.
He's been called a retard.
Oh, yeah, you're fighting the retard.
Oh god, no one will ever get that reference.
Cruiserweight shit.
Not watching.
Titus and Apollo are backstage being brothers together.
Of course. What else is that?
Titus is a manager now, I guess. His wrestling career's failed, so he's trying to recruit Apollo. "Hey, let me be your manager."
Why don't you just go get AW and he could be your manager?
Because he's a little edgy.
Nah.
So
He's been called edgy.
some gay-looking fucking beta guy is interviewing the Hardy Boys, and they're not broken yet, so all they say is they're happy to be there. We've never seen athletes as good as we've seen them now.
Really? That's funny because everything the Hardy Boys do is better.
Matt Hardy tried to sneak in his accent a little bit.
He's trying.
Trying to work within the legal ramifications
He's
here.
tweeting broken stuff still.
So Cesaro and Sheamus come over, so I stopped watching that segment. We get Diva shit. We get a Big Show interview. Says, "I'm gonna beat up Strowman." Big Show is fucking awesome.
He's a Big Show mark now.
So Kurt Hawkins is talking again. Why is he on the show?
He's been called an edgehead.
Has he? He's been called a major brother also. The original wet-haired goofs. So Fergal comes out and a gay match ensues.
Who did he fight?
I want to fucking... He fights Kurt Hawkins.
Are you fucking
He
kidding me?
literally does 2 moves. He does his running dropkick and his stomp because I guess
That's all this little fucking sawed-off twink can do.
he's still concussed, I suppose. But I wanted to fucking murder Corey Graves. He doesn't talk all fucking night, but when he does talk, you immediately want him to get fucking drowned. He says when this fucking faggot's coming out flicking his jacket, he's James Dean Cool and John Wayne Tough.
Oh my god. What?
Now, first of all, okay, James Dean's a faggot. We all know that, so I don't care about that comparison. John Wayne Tough? John Wayne, America. If America was fucking put into a woman's womb and pooped out her vagina after 9 months, it would look like John Wayne, and it would be John Wayne, because that's what John Wayne was.
Have you ever heard of some fellas who first came over to this country? You know what they found? They found a howling wilderness, with summers too hot and winters freezing. Did they have insurance for their old age, for their crops, for their homes? They did not. They looked at the land and the forests and the rivers. They looked at their wives, their kids, and their houses. And then they looked up at the sky and they said, "Thanks, God. We'll take it from here." They were rugged fellows. They were men.
You want to compare him to this fucking sperm-covered jacket-flicking queer who cosplays? John Wayne didn't cosplay, folks. John Wayne didn't go to Comic-Con. John Wayne shits on Comic-Con.
I'm a bad woman to keep making
I want Corey Graves to be brutally raped to death by a giant black man. Raped to death. I don't mean raped and killed. I mean he's raped so hard that he dies from it. Like from the rape itself. That giant apple-headed black cock is just fucking tearing up that anus of his, and then he jizzes too far because he gets his dick so far in there that it clogs up his intestines, and he fucking can't digest anything and dies from some kind of backup. That's what this faggot deserves for even mentioning the fact that John Wayne is coming out. The words John Wayne probably smell like his sperm breath as they're coming out. That's not good. We're in a bad way when gay people even know who John Wayne is. And if this guy watched more if he wasn't just reciting these fed lines and actually watched some John Wayne movies, like, maybe he wouldn't be such a faggot right now. Maybe he'd actually be cool.
Oh my god.
So, this was good. Dual Hill was in the crowd.
Who?
Dual Hill!
I don't know who that is.
Isn't it nice to see WWE can still get big stars to show up in the crowd? Dual Hill, right?
Wiseman Coffee. Wait, is Dual Hill a boy or a girl? Or is it a band?
It's some happy black guy.
Dual Hill? Or is it the, oh look, the Phoenix Jaguars are here tonight. And it's like two black guys.
But this isn't even a sport guy. They said, oh, Dual Hill is here.
Okay.
Usually they'll put like what team he's on, but it just said, oh, here's Dual Hill. I'm really glad they're bringing celebrities, but maybe they'll bring Scooby-Doo home to Raw.
Yeah, the power is back.
That's what we need. We need Scooby-Doo on Raw.
Scooby's gotta come home.
The Scoopsters on Raw! The Scoopsters! It's always good when Scooby-Doo shows up on Raw. So
oh man, where's Daphne?
You get a Chris Jericho interview, and he's a parody of himself.
It's really sad. Just retired.
You're a stupid idiot! Okay, we get it. That's your thing. Ha ha ha.
You nincompoop!
I really hate Chris Jericho. It's a shame. Because if you asked me 5 years ago, I'd say top 30 maybe.
Top 30. Top 5. Joel.
No, not
Smart
on your
say
life.
that.
Not on your life. Anyway, anybody who wears a ponytail like that is on principle not in the top 5. Anyway, we get Bray Wyatt's Sermon to the Snake. That's not a goofball thing that I came up with. That is really what they called this. The Sermon to the Snake. And you know what? Nobody's going to watch this. You know why nobody's going to watch this? Because no one gives a shit about Bray Wyatt or what he has to say. Because he's a fucking loser. He's not scary. He's not a monster. Hey, Randy, what are you afraid of? Clearly not you, you fatso. What are you afraid of? Deodorant and low-calorie food?
He's been called the worst wrestler ever.
Because that's what he is. Bray Wyatt might be the worst wrestler ever. Okay, Nakamura definitely is, but excluding Nakamura, Bray Wyatt might be the worst wrestler ever based on what he's accomplished.
Stupid smile.
He stinks! You can't just... How many times do we have to say the same fucking things over and over again? He's a loser. He doesn't win anything. He's not scary. He's funny. It's just funny that this loser still thinks he's... Oh, look at me. Whoa. I hope the actor who plays Bray Wyatt is like clinically depressed and suicidal. Because he should be. Because this is a fucking disaster. How can they have a straight face when they tell this guy, go out there and still act scary?
I know the poor guy.
It's like, but when am I going to win something? Don't tell me he main evented WrestleMania. He jobbed. What he did was he jobbed.
That wasn't the main event.
Anyway. Backstage diva shit. The Hardys fought Sheamus and Cesaro. No one gives a shit because Sheamus and Cesaro are involved. We're backstage with Rhino and Heath Slater and they're eating pie or something. Why are they on TV?
Rhino's career revitalization is going real well.
Yeah, and then Strowman versus Big Show. Big Show's like way bigger than Braun Strowman, by the way.
Yeah, but Braun is brawny.
Nah, he's been called
hefty.
This was a good match. It was a good match. You know, if this happened on a pay-per-view, I'd be like, alright. Alright.
Big Show's main event fights are never bad.
Big Show.
Remember that time he surprised us?
Remember when Big Show, great match with Sheamus. I won't lie, we saw what pay-per-view? I don't know.
That was a long time. That was before we were doing
it was in between Sheamus's infuriating 30-year-long feuds with Del Rio. He had a good feud with Big Show that culminated in a great match.
That's when Sheamus is our world heavyweight champion.
Doesn't mean we ever liked Sheamus. I always hated Sheamus since I saw him fighting Goldust every week on ECW. Anyway.
It's Christian.
Oh, look. The ring imploded again.
God. Okay, this is not funny anymore.
It's like, you know, oh, wow! And the first time it happened, wow!
The second time, hey, they did that
The
again.
second time, oh, they're bringing that back? All right. And then 2 weeks later, you forgot because it meant nothing. And then this time, it's like, all right, come on.
You think they would have reinforced the ring by now?
Yeah, normally when there's a problem, you correct the problem. You don't let it fester.
Cole go, oh my God.
Worse things happened. As soon as it happened, and then for the rest of the night, they just kept zooming in on people happy in the crowd to make this seem like something fun. And that's what wrestling's all about.
In the Raw 4000 DVD.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
This isn't a horrific moment of violence. It's fun for the fans.
Oh, man.
Like, you don't zoom in on happy guys in Bailey shirts like, wow, wow, oh my God, the ring imploded. I have to go on town. It's fucking awful.
Raw was bad.
It's really bad.
Luckily, no SmackDown review this week.
I don't think I can sit through another SmackDown.
Break from
The
wrestling.
last SmackDown that I watched had Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, AJ Styles.
And now we gotta worry about Nakamura.
This guy just vomits on people's ball bags and licks it off. That's his hobby. That's what he does for fun.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
I really want him to die. I don't even care. I don't care how. Did you hear that some other Jap guy's career's over because he like broke his neck? Happened again. It happened again, and I don't care. You know, you people cheer for Roman Reigns getting hurt. You're not doing that, kayfabe. You really want the man to be hurt. So fuck you. I'm glad Masao was dead. How do you like that?